You need to be upfront from day one. So we was having this conversation in the cigar lounge yesterday. And the topic of that conversation was the fact that many people mess up in relationships because they show that representative. They're not upfront from the very beginning of the relationship. I remember one time my daughter, she went out on a date with this young man. The young man wanted to impress her. Took her to a restaurant, dropped 200 bills. Being my daughter, understanding how I raised her, she told the guy up front, you don't have to do this. You don't have to go to this particular restaurant. You don't have to try to show yourself and try to impress me. I'm here with you. I'm already impressed enough. Do what you're going to do on the norm, is what she told him. But he proceeded to say that, no, this is my norm. This is what I do. This is how I roll. Well, they get to dating. Those $200 meals started coming far and few in between. And some of the other things that he was doing in the beginning started to become far and few in between. Needless to say, about a year later, they broke up. Why? Because he showed her something that he couldn't maintain. He showed her something that he's not. I've always expressed to people, especially when I first meet them, I express to them exactly who I am and what I expect out of them and what I'm going to be to them. Whether it's a friendship or it's a dating situation, you're going to get from me exactly what I am every day. You ain't going to get anything different. I'm not going to start out one way and then switch up on you later on. It's happened to me a couple times. I meet somebody, they show me what I want to see for a good year and a half. Then next thing you know, I'm thinking I found the one, and I found the right one. The next thing I know, you get married, or you commit yourself to the relationship. A few months after that, you start noticing changes. Start being different. No big life thing has happened that could facilitate a change. The only big life thing that happens is that they think that they got you. They got you now. I won. You're mine. All the while, they don't realize that I'm never theirs if they can't maintain the same thing that we started out with. They can't maintain the same things we were doing beforehand. We can't start out having fun and now you're bored. We're going and experiencing different things, now you want to sit at home. We're having this wonderful intimacy life, but now you want to be approved. I told you in the beginning who I was in all those categories. And now all of a sudden, you start doing different things. You start being different. What makes you think I'm going to stay? What makes you think anybody's going to stay? People used to get mad at me because I used to always tell them, you should always have a mindset that divorce is on the table. Now I know a lot of y'all going to have your little feathers ruffled by that one, but I'm just understanding. You should always have the mindset that a divorce is possible. And I mean it in this way. If you always know that if you were to make the relationship unbearable to the other person, they will leave you. And I'm not telling you to live in fear, but live in a situation where you say that, you know what? If I know what makes them happy is gifts, let me give them gifts. If I know what makes them happy is peace, let me give them some peace. If I know that what makes them happy is intimacy, let me give them some intimacy. Let me keep giving them what I know that's going to make them happy. And that other person should be doing the same thing back to you. Whatever makes you happy, whatever gives you your peace, gives you your joy, gives you your elations, you should expect that person to give it to you. But you should always tell them right up front exactly what those things are. And as things do change, but with life experiences, you should make sure that they understand what those changes are. Hopefully y'all can change together. Y'all can grow together. Because there's absolutely nothing that's guaranteed in a relationship except death. One day, one of y'all gonna die. That's guaranteed. But everything in between is not guaranteed. But if you want it to be happy, you want it to be long lasting, then focus on what makes that person happy, and they should focus on what makes you happy. I had a cousin, she told me a long time ago, I was about 14 years old. Yeah, I was a promiscuous 14-year-old. But knowingly or unknowingly, she gave me some of the best life advice I've ever had. She said, when you and her are having sex, if you focus on making her happy, focus on pleasing her, then she's going to be satisfied. And if she's a good woman, she'll focus on pleasing you, and you'll be satisfied. And at the end of the day, the two of you will be satisfied. You'll be happy with each other. You'll want to be with that person more often. You want to spend more time with that person. You want to delight that person with more of the things that make them happy, because your focus is on making them happy, doing the things that give them that joy, make them feel all fuzzy inside. And if they're making you feel all fuzzy inside, then y'all gonna have a great relationship. I see all these relationships coming in and out of this cigar lounge. I see them on the street. I see them when I had my popcorn shop. I see them all the time. I see unhappy couples. I see misery. I see boredom. I see people who really want to leave the relationship, but they're so comfortable in the misery that they're used to that they won't leave the relationship, but instead they go outside the relationship. Whether they go outside the relationship with a work husband, work wife, or whether they just start picking up hobbies that keeps them away from that person that they know that person wouldn't be interested in. You know, I've seen people dedicate themselves to work, become a workaholic, commit themselves to shopaholic, to alcoholic, to any and every old thing to distract themselves from the misery of being with that person, instead of just realizing maybe I should just not be in that relationship and I can go find me some happiness with somebody who understands what makes me happy, and they're going to keep doing it, and somebody I can make happy and I can keep doing it. That is the true key to success of marriage and relationship. People always saying they see a couple been married 60 years, you know, oh, you got to just pray about it. You got to get through it. You just got to hope and keep hope alive. Now you got to take some actions. And you got to take the right actions. Sure, pray, meditate, do whatever you need to do spiritually and inwardly. But at the end of the day, your actions, they weigh more than anything else. So if you're not showing that person the actions that makes them feel like you love them, and they not showing you the actions that make you feel like make you feel like they love you, either you destined to live in misery, or you destined to have a breakup after breakup, and then when you get tired of breakups, you destined to be alone. Well, I guess you can get a cat or a dog or something.